Hey my favorite people, and welcome back to my channel. I am your girl TAIregriffin, and I am here to help you create the life that you love while remaining totally submitted unto Jesus Christ. I am also here to help bridge the gap between mankind, which is God's children, and God, and really know Him as Abba Father. Today's going to be a very amazing video. I want to do a story time today. I know I've been missing in action for a couple of days, but we are back live in action and ready to go. So if you're ready for the story time, sit back and relax and let me take you on this journey of how I lost my virginity and the different factors that played around it, which kind of sucked me in. And hey, but I want to tell you my story and really encourage you and help you, because maybe you still feel like this, and maybe it has nothing to do with your virginity, but the lies that you told or the lies that you believed. So like I said, sit back, relax, and let's get into this video. So ever since I was growing up, when I was a child, I never had any consistent men in my life. All the men in my life left me. So if you've never seen my videos, go back and, skim through them. But every man that came into my life pretty much left me. My grandfather passed when I was about 6. My father left when I was 2. And there were different men in and out of my life, but these men didn't create or present an example to me of what a father was supposed to be like, what a man was supposed to be like. I grew up in a household or in a family where having no father was my normal. None of my siblings had their father that was consistent in their life. None of my friends had fathers. And it was just a normal thing for fathers not to be around. And when I'm, my age today and I look back, I've seen how strong the women in my life really were. Yes, I was one of those children that celebrated that my mother was my mother and my father, because she was the only person that I knew. The only person. So I grew up where men were sleeping on your couch or sleeping in your bed. I grew up seeing men drive your car all day. So I had this false perception of what love was. Love told me, or the love that I seen was of, like I said, men just taking advantage of you. They would, domestic violence is what I saw. They would fight the women and then apologize, and that was supposed to be love. Or a man driving your car all day. When I saw the movie Baby Boy, y'all, listen, he had her car all day, and I thought that was what we were supposed to do as women that say that we love a man. I also grew up believing that when a woman knew that she needed to leave a relationship, when she knew that her time was up, but everything in her was telling her to go, the kids were even screaming go, their conditions, because kids, when they're not getting the attention that they deserve or the attention that they are requiring, they start acting out because they want to be noticed. So everything around them was saying go, but it was the love in them that told them that they needed to stay. So this is what I thought love was, y'all. I thought love was staying in a situation that you no longer wanted to be in. I thought love was just somebody apologizing. I thought love was me giving up myself for somebody to want me, or overcompensating. This was my idea of love. See, the father is needed. So I'm called to my fatherless millennials. If you're watching this and you had your father growing up, that is greatly a blessing. But a lot of us did not have our fathers growing up. We didn't have a man in the house, and the father is our foundation. God made a family unit. Family was the first institution that God created. And it's funny how now the world is trying to get from this thing that God created, and the enemy has perverted it, because he always perverts anything that God has called to be blessed. So the enemy came in because he was an orphan, and he wanted to make other orphan children, and that's what he introduced to the world, orphan. And that's why God said there's a spirit by which that is inside of us that we can now cry out, Abba, Father. So you see my heart and my passion in it to help this generation know God is a father, because we're not orphans. And you may think, I've never been in an orphanage. That does not matter. Anytime you grow up without a father, you are an orphan, because you don't have a home. A home is a mother and a father and the children. That's what a home is, but a lot of us don't know that as home. The Father was given to us to help lay the foundation. He laid the foundation for us. A father was given to us to give us our identity. When one parent is missing, that's when you're going to have a case of mistaken identity. When the father is missing, half of my identity is missing. There's nobody there to tell me who I am. A father was given by God to give me identity, to plant the seed, and the mother was meant to nurture it. But now you have mothers planting seeds, or men planting the seeds, but the mother is nurturing all by herself. There is no one in the house to give discipline, give laws, give the foundation of how this house is supposed to be ran. I was missing that because I was missing my father. No man that was my father figure ever opened the door for me. I never had a man to make me feel special. Hence and why I started to overcompensate, because I became like a man in my own life, in a sense, and I'll break that down in a minute and when I get into telling you how I lost my virginity. But there's a backstory, because people think that we as believers think that things just happen sometimes, or we don't have a reason for why they happen. There's always an underlying point, because I didn't want to lose my virginity like that, but I believed the lie. And going back to different lies that we believe as women, the greatest one that I seen was when a woman gives up herself to fix a man is what love was. If you ever grew up in a house hearing what happens in this house stays in this house, that's what love was. Love became a thing that we covered up. This is what love was to us. This is what love was to me. Cover things up. Don't let nobody know your business. So when he's beating your behind, that's what love was. When he apologized and gave you nice gifts and you stayed. So I had a false perception of love. I just wanted to reiterate that. A lot of us grow up with a false perception of what love is. Just because you accept the crap doesn't make it love. And a lot of times the women in my life, not just my immediate family, but women I see, like I said, this was my normal. My normal was to accept the crap, because I accept the crap, that means I love. If I can endure with you, that means I love. Like this guy told me, you were supposed to stick it out with me. You were supposed to be there. I know there's a thin line between, holding somebody down and not just taking what they give you. There's a thin line, but you were supposed to wait for me. You were supposed to, if you wanted me like you said, you were supposed to be with me during that time. Who said? Now this is the me now talking. This is, something that somebody told me. This is the me now talking. You want me to wait for you while you get it together, while you are inconsistent to me, when you don't treat me right? I'm supposed to wait? And you want me to call that love? No, love is honoring me. Love is treating me like the queen that I am. No, love says that love, my definition of love now, because people really think that you love them when you're empty pouring out to them. No, my definition of love is someone that suffers long, like 1 Corinthians 13, someone that's patient, that keeps no records of wrong. Like, my love is the kind that submits one to another. My love is a man that will lay down his life for me the same way that Christ laid down his life for his bride. No, that's love. Jesus didn't play with us or tell us one thing out of one side of his mouth and then tell us something different outside of his mouth. He was integral. He loved me. I didn't have to question his love. And in that relationship that I was just talking about, I did a lot of questioning. I did a lot of waiting. That's not love. God didn't wait to give himself to us. He said because he loved the world so much, he gave his only begotten son. It wasn't a question. It wasn't indecisive. It wasn't confusion. He knew that he loved me, and therefore he did what it took to love me. Tangent. But I just wanted to really share that with you, but I went on a tangent. And seeing this love around me and my family, I escaped to television. If I told you guys I had a false perception of what marriage and relationship was supposed to be like literally, y'all, I started watching Cosby Show on my wife and kids. That was my definition of love. And that's what I was going to have. So I didn't start believing the lie when I started when I became sexually active, I didn't start believing the lies then. There was a lie that was in me since a child. And the lie grew and grew. It became an inner vow. I'll never love like that. Like, I'll never have that kind of relationship. I'll never take that. I'll never do that. Funny how everything that I said I would never do seemed to attach itself to me like a leech. I met this young lady. She was my best friend. And like if this was a sermon, and the subtitle of my sermon is "Watch the Company That You Keep." Because the company that you keep will preserve that lie, or will wake that lie up, right? Will wake that lie up. So, had a friend. She was sexually active. She was active, you know. And I was still a virgin. And I told her, mind you, like I said, I never had a man to treat me special, but I knew what I wanted. I knew I didn't want the same thing that I had seen. I wanted to lose my virginity to my husband. I had this ignorant idea for me to be a virgin, and my husband, I didn't want my husband to be a virgin because I wanted him to be experienced. I wanted him to know what to do with me. Let's go ahead and be real, tell the truth, and shame the devil. I wanted him to know what to do with your little girl, with your girl. I wanted him to know what to do. So, I wanted to lose my virginity my wedding night. I wanted to lose my virginity with flowers all over the floor. I wanted to just be treated like royalty, and I wanted it in the hotel room. I wanted it on the bed. I wanted it to be with the person I was gonna be with for the rest of my life. And I told my friend this. I confided in her and I told her, and I said, "This is how I want to lose my virginity." She told me it'll never happen. You'll never get that. Not only did she tell me something that she believed for herself because she didn't get it, she pretty much she projected her own desires, her own insecurities onto me, told me that I'll never have it. And I believed her. Why did I believe her? Because she fed the lie. She woke up the lie. I also believed her because she had to know what she was talking about, because how did she lose her virginity? I believed her. I believed her because society was showing me that I would never have it, because everybody was sexually active and nobody lost it the way that I wanted to. So I believed the lie. I knew my mama would always, she was the kind of person that she would tell me, you know, different things. She would tell me, "Tiara, don't do that. Don't go down that way, or don't go down that road. I've been down there." But I was a child that said, okay, if you went down that road on the left side, I'm going to go on the right side. I'm going to go on the right side and I'm going to get it done. I'm going to show you that it's possible, because and I believe that my mom and my aunts and stuff, my family and the women that were around me, they had a bad reputation with men. So I didn't believe anything that they had to say. They told me to wait here. They told me to preserve. They told me the right things to do, but I didn't feel like they were credible. I didn't want to seek wise counsel. She understood what I was going through. She was my friend. She was the closest one to me, and she was my age. I didn't believe my family understood what I was going through. So of course I didn't listen to them. To this day, I've never had a man really woo me, or a man to pursue me. I mean, I lied. I've had men pursue me, but I have never had a man like just go all out and like just treat me like royalty. When I got into my first serious relationship, when we went to have sex, I decorated the room. When he came in, I had flowers everywhere. I still wanted that dream. I still wanted that desire. I still had that desire to be pampered, to be lavished. I had that desire. So I had candy all over the room, candles all over the room. I overcompensated because that's what I wanted. He didn't take the hint because he never did it for me. So husband, if you're watching, your wife wants, I want the candles, the candy. I want to know that you chose me. I lost my virginity sneaking around with my friend in my mom's house. Sneaking. I lost it on the floor. Because someone told me that I wasn't deserving and that it would never happen to me, and I believed the hype. I lost virginity the complete opposite way, and I lost my virginity to somebody that had a girlfriend. The lie that I believed made me feel undeserving, made me feel unworthy. And I believed the lie. I I believed the lie because it sounded good. It sounded true. The enemy doesn't always have to tell you the full lie. He tells you a part of the lie, because if he tells you part of the lie, there's still some truth in it. But half the truth is still a lie. I told myself that my relationship that I would be in would never be like those that were around me, because I had what they didn't have. I was going to look at everything that they did and I was going to turn it around. I was going to make it work for me. Yeah, don't go down that road, but I'm going to go down this side. I'm going to take everything that you did and I'm going to do it better. But what did I have that they didn't have? Nothing. I had the same lie and the same desire for the same kind of men. I wanted bad boys. I wanted the bad boy. I wanted the guy that had potential but wasn't living up to it. I was with the same guys. Nothing was very different. How was I going to get something different? And then the guy told me after we did it that I was crazy. I wasn't crazy. I was broken. I didn't know who I was. And I was expecting everybody to give it to me but me. Because of the lie I believed as a child. I wasn't crazy. I wanted love. And you call me crazy for believing the lies that you told me. How can I be crazy? Because now I'm about to mess up your relationship because you did something you weren't supposed to do and now I'm crazy? No, I'm not the crazy one. You're the crazy one because you, like me, believe the lie too. Right? So yeah, before that frame, but whoever's closer to you will always talk in your ear, and you have to know who you're going to believe. So you have to watch the company you keep. If you have dreams, if you're young watching this and you're thinking about maybe losing your virginity, no, think about it. Don't believe the lies. Know what's real. Know how to distinguish between the lies and know what's true. If you have a desire, how you going to lose it, and you want to be pure when you lose it and to give your husband something that nobody's ever had, you do that thing. You do that thing. You don't let nobody tell you what's not possible because they never had it. Because you just as broken as me. That's why we friends, because we both broken. And you know, two friends of the same sex can be codependent on one another. I believed it. And now that I know better, I do better. But I believed it then. So some takeaways. Please don't believe the hype. If you're a virgin, please keep your virginity. That nobody is worth it. Give your husband something, or give your wife something that nobody's ever had before. If I could do it all over, trust me, I would do it again. I would keep my same boundaries and the same desires I had for myself, and I wouldn't believe the lies. And now I'm going to break the generational curse by doing it differently, by telling my husband, when I have kids, I will have a husband, so that my husband can do the very things that God intended for him to do with this family and be the man in my children's life, to let them know you don't got to do that, daughter. You don't got to settle for this man. Like, find a man like your father and greater than your father, because when he gives me over, when my husband gives my kids over, it'll be a man that he trusts them with. That's what the point of marriage is. When he gives over our children, it's him saying, I give you, I'm moving out of the man of her life and putting you in that position. He's trusting it. And if a man can give you away, a man can only give you away when they've done it up to that point. Right? So don't believe the lies. Watch the company you keep. And make sure that they're not speaking into your identity or speaking against your identity. And if you don't know your identity, that's something that you need to be figuring out. Not losing your virginity or out here, trying to overcompensate and trying to find men every which way you turn. Find out who you are. Because a lot of us are attracting men to the false identity that we're trying to present. Feed the truth. The truth is you are deserving. The truth is you are worth it all. The truth is you are worth, even if you're not a virgin anymore, you're a virgin 2.0 like myself, because it's almost 3 years since I've been celibate. I deserve a man to lay down his life for me. I've done it wrong for a long time. So listen, we're going to get it right. I'm deserving. I'm worthy of love. I deserve the good man. I deserve everything that God has for me, not because I earned it, but because I'm his daughter. And when God gives me over to that man, he's saying, I'm trusting you, sir, to do from here for her. I'm trusting you to provide for her. I'm trusting for you to protect her. I'm trusting for you to raise the family going forward. I'm giving. Who gives her away? I do. So the man I'm looking for now is a direct reflection of my father. And the only father that I know, honestly, is God. So men gonna have to step up, and I don't attract the same men anymore. Because I'm not the same anymore. So that is how I lost my virginity. I lost virginity to the lie that I believe. And I want to encourage you to keep your virginity. I want to encourage you to be celibate. And you can be celibate when you know who you are. I don't have to give it to you to keep you. That was one of the lies that I believed, because that's what I grew up believing. That's what I grew up seeing. But change your perspective on what you see. Okay, so I love you guys. I pray that that video helped you start believing the truth, and you believe the truth by knowing your identity, and you find your identity in the Word of God, and you find your identity around people that are doing what you know you want in life. Okay, love you guys. Make sure you follow me on all of my social media, Facebook and Instagram right now at teairegriffin. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already. Follow me because there's some events that I have coming up. I don't know if I'm going to still do the one in December, but we'll see. But I do have a lot of great things in 2019, so make sure that you subscribe, like, follow, and share this with a friend. Don't be stingy with the information, and know that you are loved by God, and you are a daughter and a son that is loved by our Father above. Okay? Bye!